Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I hope you guys are having a fantastic morning. Let me just see something here for you guys. All right. How's your morning going? Well, hopefully, we are having a great morning. Um, so, we're going to be looking at a few stocks, and we are going to make sure that we can have a successful trading day. Now, I'm not entirely saying that, okay, well, I'm going to give you guys plays and, um, you know, what the market direction is going to be, right? It's more of a how to manage a play that you are in. So a lot of traders have an issue with not knowing like when they're going to exit, or not having a psychological aspect of um, you know cutting a loss, right? And that's the most important thing, I think. When we do the TAs and you see all these gurus, including myself, like I'll do a lot of TA, but in trading, 20% is strictly on technical and 80% is mentally, right? So understanding that, and when you're in a play, the very best advice that I can give you is to make sure that you know when to take a loss, right? So don't think about, oh, hey, I'm going to, get into this play and I'm going to make 20, 40%, 60% profits. No, your mentality has to change, right? You have to accept a loss, right? You have to accept where you're going to take a loss, and understanding that it's okay. It's okay to take a L. A lot of people won't tell you that, but I will, right? And the main reason behind it is that if you don't know how to accept a loss, you're never going to be a truly successful trader, right? You'll have some good wins, but 9 times out of the 10, a lot of traders end up having bigger losses than gains. Right? And the primary reason behind that is simply the fact that we don't know when to cut the losses. All right. So I'm going to look at a few different stocks this morning. And if you guys have something that you want to look at that you might want to play, go ahead and put it in the comments. As usual, like, subscribe. Thank you. All right. So first thing is first. You see, I have my Amazon chart right in the middle of the screen. So I look at previous day data, and I start putting in price levels based on yesterday's data, right? So I look at the 5 minute high and I look at the 5 minute low, and I utilize that as where price action could potentially go on the 5 minute low and the 5 minute high, which is basically my orb level, right? So then I look at my 15 minute, and I do the same thing. So obviously we had the same low, but we had a higher high. And then I do my 30 and I do this same thing, right? So understanding that those are my orb levels from yesterday's session. So you have the 5, 15, and the 30. Now, what I like to do is look at the last 30-minute candle of the trading day, which was yesterday, and I mark the same thing. I mark the high and the low of that 30-minute candle. I always trade on the 5 minute time frame, and if we're looking at currently right now, we're trading right at the 15-minute orb level, the high of the 15-minute orb. So what you can do is color coord it so you know exactly which orbit is, right? So what I like to do is I'll go into this specific uh, orb, and then I go into settings. So in trading view, you can utilize this, and I put 15-minute orb high, right? Um, that way, and I'm going to change the color. That way, you can know what your orb level is, right? So when you're trading, you'll understand that, okay, well, this is pretty much at the 15-minute orb level. Now I'm going to do the same thing on the 30-minute. I'll put in here 30-minute orb, and this is the high. We'll change the color. And the 5-minute, I know it's my blue. And then I'm going to change my 30-minute orb level. This is the close. So this was, what was yesterday's? Sorry. Yesterday's here was a 22nd. I don't even know. 222, 30-minute orb. So I put close orb high, right? And I will change the color. So now I have my 30-minute close orb high. I can do the same thing on the other one. Right, change the color to the same color, pretty much 222, 30-minute close or below. All right, so this is how I do my pre-market prior to market opening, just to make sure that I have all my levels in place. All right, and then last but not least, 5, 15, 30-minute or below. All right, so I do that so that way I have an idea of price action, right? Where price could go to the downside. Now, to the upside, obviously, we kind of had a double top on the 30-minute orb high from yesterday's session. So now what I like to do is let me just show you this. I'm going to kind of zoom it in for you. So you see how you have all these selling wicks, right? So I'm going to keep a price level right in this vicinity. And I'm going to make it let's just do purple. All right. So if price can accept 96.82, we'll push towards 97, right? Now we got to go back and see previous highs. So just in case if it decides to continuation to the upside, knowing where your levels can pretty much go to, right? So one of the levels that we're looking at is 97.22. Following that, we can look at 97.62. And if it really, really wants to kind of pump up, it'll be 98.13, followed by right at this, 98.68. And then you could just put one more at 99.04, right? So basically, wherever there was a drop off or a rejection is where we can look to see on the upside, right? In case if it wants to break through these levels. Now, what I like to look at also is, the very first 5 minutes to kind of see its price action, looking at the pre-market highs along with the pre-market low. Okay, so if I'm looking at the pre-market high, we're looking at 96.69, and the downside is 96.15. Right. So now you have the top and the bottom. All right. So we got about 6 minutes. All right. So let me look at Tesla because that was somebody was asking about that. All right, so I already have some levels in place for Tesla. Well, we can see there's going to be some sort of resistance right above 210, 35. 209.70 is another area of resistance. So you want to see if you're going to decide to get into a Tesla play, you want to make sure that that 204 holds. And if it holds, you can try targeting that 205.72, break and hold above that. We're looking at 208.88, and then potentially towards that 210. On the flip side, for the bearish scenario, if it breaks 204.01 and it can't recoup, you can see towards that 202.60. And if it fails that, you have towards the closing right at 200.33. We can see this coming back down towards there. And obviously, this is at 191.95, yesterday's low. I had this prior to yesterday's low, right? So it was already in there based off of the 14th candle that I was looking at. So we kind of just reacted over there. So if you are going to get into a Tesla, same concept, right? If you're going to get into a call, understand first and foremost when you're taking your loss. That's the very first thing that you need to, any kind of play that you're going to get into. So when you hear me making a play today, if I do make a play, I will say that I'm going to put a stop loss in for $15 or $20 or 20% or 15%. And that's it, no matter what, right? And I'm very, very strict with that because you could always get back into a play, whether it's today or tomorrow. We don't want to sit and hope for the play to go our way, right? Because now you're wanting the play to go. Obviously, you want the play to go your way, but the main objective is to be the best loser, right? And meaning that cutting your losses very quickly, right? And holding on to your winners. So how do you hold on to your winners? That's the hardest thing to do, right? It's that elemental aspect. What I like to do is every 20%, I like to increase. So if I'm only in, per se, one contract, what I will do is if my play goes to 20%, my stop loss that I had for minus 15% or 10% or whatever, I move it up to just above break even. And then if it moves up another 10%, I could change my stop loss to 10%, right? So I'm still going to make profits. And every 20%, I can move it up 10, 20%. So for example, if it's at 40%, I can move it to 20%, right? And I'll give myself that 20% leeway just in case, if I get stopped out, but I still made profits, right? And that's the most important thing. So now when you get over that 80% mark, I move it up to 60%, maybe 50 to 60%, give myself that additional leeway on the play. And then anything over 100%, you could, if you have one contract, I put a stop at 100%. That's it. And then just let it ride, right? And if you get to 140% later on, move it up to 120. But I don't like swinging any kind of positions, right? Like most of my plays, I want to have it done the same day. So I've been notoriously known for paper handing, and I'm trying to change that concept. All right, well, the market's about to open in about 35 seconds. So good luck today, traders. Please make sure that you do not let any of your trades go red. Let's have a fantastic morning. Market's open in about 17 seconds. All right, I'm getting ready. I got two phones. I'm looking at my chart. And we'll see what it wants to do. All right, market's opening. Good luck.
Good morning.
Good morning. All right, I am going to try a $98 Amazon call here, risking about $15 on this position. Okay. Uh, so, like I said, max out lose on this position is about $15. Um, it could be an interesting play, but I'm seeing this trying to break this 96.30. If it breaks, we can see 96.56. If not, we're going to take a little L, um, as it can hit that 95.87 to the downside, right? So it's a riskier position. The play that I have is up about 4%. Nothing major, but still pretty good. So we're seeing selling right at this 96.32 level. So if you want to take the break even, you can, but just be cautious, right? Because this can still come down to that 95.87 area. And if it rejects, we're looking around that 95.15. So I'm kind of going to let this kind of hold out. I'll probably get into a put if it breaks 95.87.
I think this is an interesting area to watch just because it could go either way, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why it's nice to just eh, observe it for a little bit
Yeah, you don't have to jump into a play right away.
or not really heavy. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? If you're like if you're willing to risk a certain amount, like $12, $15, just to see, be disciplined and just do that. Like, let me just get one contract and see and cut it if I need to.
yeah. All right, I'm gonna grab a. I want to see. Let's wait this 5 minute candle to kind of close out to give me a better understanding. Mhm. So we're holding on to the orb close from yesterday, right? We haven't got stopped out on our calls just yet. We're down about 10%. Nothing major, right? But keeping a strict stop loss no matter what.
Hmm.
I'm in these AR calls, long term calls, and they're up 42%.
Nice. Are you still looking at oil and
Oh,
energy?
I gotta look at XLE. Good thing you reminded me about that. Shoot. I was trying to get into these June $100 calls. I
Hmm.
had a bid yesterday for 60, and the low was 65.
Oh no.
Yeah, so I missed my bid. A little upset about that.
Nah.
We are break even on Amazon, so up to you. If you don't feel comfortable with this position, you don't have to let it go red. I'm chilling. I have a strict stop loss. We haven't hit it yet. Um, we're going to wait to see how this 5 minute candle kind of reacts. We got about 50 seconds to go for this candle to close. So you're seeing buying and selling. It's eventually going to move one direction. We just had to figure out which way.
Which one?
NVIDIA just took off.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm waiting for like a nice little pullback and I might jump into a call. I just didn't want to do it the very first minute, because of the whole uh, premium and IV crush and everything like that. All right, I'm gonna try a Amazon put here. I still have my calls and I still have my tight stop loss on my calls. and I'm grabbing a $95 put. Risking is $10. All right, the puts is up 5%. My calls are, let me just make sure I have my tie stop loss in place. 45. So 30 is my stop. All right, and then on my puts, I'm gonna do a $10 stop loss, so it's gonna be about 56 because I got it for 66. So stop loss is 55. All right, and that's okay to hedge, right? Because we are in a vicinity of it can go either way. If I really want to, I could cut my Amazon for break even, and I could cut my puts for pretty much break even too. They both are break even right now. So, but what I'm seeing is Apple dropping into a demand area. I'm seeing SPY having a relatively hard time here in the 400s, 401.
Hmm.
I might try a put on SPY. I might. I haven't decided yet. Let's see. 401. All right. If I do get into a put, I like to give myself just that extra time. So I'll grab a 395 put here, risking $10. So I'm in a SPY put, risking $10 for the 27th. So I grabbed a 395 put here. Reason behind it is just having a hard time at this 401.50 area. Keeping a, like I said, like I'm expecting a L, and I'll accept my $10 loss. Like very minimal. Like I said, like everything is just bare minimal here, and just showing you guys how it's okay to take an L, but keeping your risk level very low. So you're keeping your losers very low, right? You're not what do you want to say? You're not letting these losers take all your profits, if that makes
Yeah,
sense.
I think that's really important, honestly, because you can do all the analysis in the world, but sometimes the market will do what the market does. And
Hmm.
so you can't will it to do what it's supposed to do. In that case, you just have to be okay with saying, it's not going according to what I think it should go. I'm out, right? Protect
Hmm.
your capital, protect your profit. That's a really important lesson because I think some people get discouraged. Like maybe day after day, they see that they're cutting losses. And it's like, actually, you're doing what you're supposed to do. It
Yeah,
wasn't going according to plan, you got out. You didn't risk your whole portfolio. So
exactly.
it's actually it's actually a good thing to protect your profit and
Yeah,
protect your portfolio.
yeah. And right now, like everything is like within break even. The puts for Amazon is barely up 3%. Now back to break even. The SPY puts are break even. So we're just chilling and waiting
Mhm.
for price to actually make a specific move. Now you have your 5 minute orb levels in place, and we're just trading still within on Amazon. We're still trading within that 5 minute orb. So what I like to do is I put a 5 minute orb in place, and
Mhm.
one way or the other is going to break out. So either we're going to break out to the downside and targeting towards that 95.19, which was the 30-minute close or below, or we're going to break above 96.40 and retarget towards that 97 area. Right. So that's basically what we're doing with Amazon, with Spy, same concept. Right now, we're actually trading below the 5 minute orb low. Right.
Mm.
So we want to see how this price reaction reacts. Um, do we reject the the 5 minute or below and make lower lows. But we are kind of holding this 401 area right now. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Patience. It's all about patience.
Yeah, we had some data this morning that the market really just needs to
Figure out
digest.
what it wants to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, NVIDIA having
NVIDIA's
earnings
having an
last night.
awesome. Yeah.
So the market's trying to say, okay, is that enough for us to rally? Are we good? Or do we need some pullback?
Buying the dips on pullbacks have been working recently.
Yeah, it actually
To
has.
yeah, yeah.
Um, let's see who has earnings today. I think actually Square.
Moderna had earnings yesterday too, right?
I think so. Square has earnings after the bell. Let me see. Where we go? So yeah, we've got Square, Carvana. Oh, Domino's had earnings this morning. You remember
Mm.
how they used to like unusually move? Wish. Mm. Yeah,
That's why I was trying to hold on to this 40101 very well.
yeah, that's about it. See what's happening. Yeah, it's staying in that 401 area pretty good, I think. Hmm. I think what you have to decide is like on the next pullback, is that a buy the dip moment or is it trend?
Mhm. All right, I got stopped out of my Amazon puts. Took a little L, which is fine. My calls are green right now, so we'll see.
Yeah, I think Amazon might be mixed today.
Yeah, it might be good just to kind of stay away from a mixed play.
Yeah. Trying to see if there's anything that's strong despite some pullback.
Yeah, you know what?
Apple's probably a good watch right now.
I feel like trying a NVIDIA call. I know, crazy.
No, no, I actually think that was a decent idea,
I
uh,
think I'm gonna try one.
but it just never, you know, because IV has started to
Yeah,
already come down, right? So it's
yeah.
actually not a bad trade.
I'm gonna wait for another 2 minutes. Wait for this 15-minute orb to kind of close out.
Let me see.
Watch, Amazon's gonna break down. You know, I hate that when you have a tight stop loss in place and then you get out of the position and then your call, I mean, your play is still like it comes down and you're green, happens. But understanding that you have to have a strict stop loss. I'm probably gonna grab a $94 put again. I'm in a put position.
It's on AMD probably would have been a good idea at
Yeah.
open.
All right. Let's see this 15-minute candle closing. NVIDIA. I'm gonna grab that call. Probably gonna go with next week.
It is after Thursday. Next week would be a good idea.
Yeah. I want to probably grab a 265, a little bit further out the money, but they can move. I'm gonna try it. All right. Risking $20 on this play. Nothing major, just light.
Let's see. Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Looks like buying is going to happen here on SPY also.
It looks like it.
Let's try a SPY call for today's expiration. Going a little risky. Grabbing a 403 call, risking $10. Boom, 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 boom. All right, just tap the 5-minute orb high, and it kind of got rejected there. Let's see what it wants to do here. If it breaks through, we can hit towards that 404 area, which would be pretty awesome. All right, the calls is up about 8%. %. So now what you want to do is move your stop loss to at least break even, so that way you're not letting the trade go red, right?
Mhm.
Because you never want to let a trade go red, right? Especially when you're green. Oh, what's my NVIDIA? My NVIDIA is up 23%. I just looked at it right now. We're up 20% on NVIDIA. We're up 22% on SPY. So we're up 26% up on SPY. You can move your stop loss to about 10%. NVIDIA is up 28%. So move your stop loss for now it's at 30%. So you can move your stop loss accordingly. So I'm going to move it to about 0.70, which is about 20%. All right, so I have it at 20%. SPY, I'm doing a little bit above break even. So SPY, I'm giving myself a little bit extra breathing room. 26% on NVIDIA so far, 20% on SPY. Amazon, I haven't got stopped out of either or yet. So just chilling. I'm probably going to get stopped out of my puts. Still up 30% on NVIDIA, about 15% on SPY. We got 8 seconds to go for this candle to close on SPY. All right, here's a pullback. Let's see where this pullback hits. I might grab another call on SPY based off of this pullback, right? So still keeping my winning trade, but grabbing a 404 call. So second round of 404 calls, pretty much break even right here. This one I'm going to give myself just a little bit more breathing room. I want to get, if it holds 41.46, if it comes back down there, I'm going to probably grab another call position. In the video, we're up 30%. We're seeing tweezer tops forming. I'm still not out of this play. There's no reason for me to be out of this play.
Not yet.
Right. So what I want to see is if it breaks below 235.10, right? If it breaks below 235.210, we can see this coming back down towards that 233.70. If it holds, we can make that continuation to the upside, potentially targeting towards that 240 area. We're up 35%. I have more than enough breathing room on this position. All right, now it's at 40%. So I want to move my stop loss to 20%, right? So just always like doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's important to move your stop loss because you want to protect your gains.
Yep. Replace 72. So putting it at 20%. We're up 44%, 45%. I'm not sure if anybody got into this NVIDIAs, but we're good. No, I got 404s, not 403s. The first time around, I got a 403. Yeah. The second time, 404. Wanda, Love is speaking with me. My girl, Love.
Hola. Yeah, the market's in an interesting spot.
Very. The SPY calls up is about 6%. We're at 46% on the NVIDIA calls. All right, 50% on NVIDIA, 53%, 55%, moving my stop to about, I'm going to move it to $80 right now. So I'm giving myself about a $15 wiggle room. 60%. So now you want to make sure that you absolutely do 40%, which is 85. Replace 85. Okay. All I do is just keep replacing. We're up 66% on NVIDIA. We're up 8% on SPY. I hope people caught that 70%, almost 70% right here on the video.
Yeah, it was once the IV came down, it was kind of like
Yep.
no brainer.
So now what you want to do is, as long as this is continue making higher highs, you can move your stop in order, right? So you can go candle by candle. So right now I have it around 236.49. So if I want to continue staying into this play, if it comes back down towards 236.49 and I haven't gotten stopped out, I can take my profits off the table over there. Right. So the 67% gain is about $40 per contract, which is pretty good, significant. Um, we're up 10% on the 4 calls with SPY. 70%. Here we go. We might get a pullback. If I don't get stopped out on the video, I might grab another call on a pullback with the video. Just kind of gauging to see how it plays out. But we got it in on a really good play. We got in around 232 and some change, and we, hit it properly, right? Now as we're up 80%, so you can move your stop loss to 60%. So I'm gonna put it right around 95 here. We're up 80%, which is about $48 per contract. It's not a bad play. Not a bad play. And you saw, like, we had a loss, with the Amazon. My calls are still haven't gotten stopped out. They're down. My second round of puts haven't got stopped out. They're down. But all in all, my winners outperform my losers because I cut my losers really quick. And if you see, I'm holding my winner a lot longer. And Love knows this. Love knows that I would have been out of Nvidia a long time ago.
I don't know what you're talking about. What?
Are you
Okay,
surprised that you're seeing me, like, how long I'm holding these calls?
Oh yeah, like it's exponentially longer than before.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're like, I'm out 10% profit. I'll get back in on this. Like, what?
Yeah. I learned a different way, right? I learned to kind of hold it and just giving myself an additional extra breathing room. So even if the play went to 80%, right? Because they went to 80%, and I get stopped out as 60%, I still made 60%,
That's true.
right? Yeah, I didn't catch the 80%, the extra 20%. But I still made 60%, where in normal, I would have sold at 20%.
Right. So you're capturing more.
Yep.
Even it doesn't have to be all of every exact
Exactly.
move because the risk is too high. The longer you stay in a trade, the higher your risk.
Yep.
So you have to kind of weigh it. You got to be okay with taking some, not all,
Yeah.
unless you're super risky.
Like you.
Yes.
It looks like I'm about to get my stop out on this pullback, which is fine. I'm happy with it. Yeah, that voice is Romeo is conscious. Nah, fantastic. Couple plays. I'm happy.
Good.
Yeah, I'm happy. I hope you guys. I know that some probably got into it. I know that Mustang definitely got into the video calls. Usually he does. He's one of my ones that always. All right, I just got stopped out at NVIDIA. I'm good with that.
Yeah.
I might, like I said, look at that. As soon as I got stopped out,
Oh
I'm gonna
no.
be so
You're like,
mad.
ah, so
Yeah.
close.
So yeah, it's all right. But nah, I mean now you don't go chasing it, right? Like if you want to
No.
wait, you can wait for a pullback and then you know grab something, right? Generally, when we're at this top level here, what I like to do is grab a put position while I have my stop, my trailing for my calls, right? So just in case if we get a pullback or we get a drop, I can still secure profits on the puts while I'm still in my calls, right? And unfortunately, um, yeah, it just took off again. I'm so sad. Ah. It's about to hit 100%. That we're so close to hitting 100%. Just that little pullback, right, from that, so it went from 60% to 40%, just a tad bit pullback. And I got stopped out. It sucks. But now, if I had multiple contracts, I could have done one like at 20%, right? So
Yes.
that way I could have let that last contract just kind of ride out a little bit longer, right? So sometimes when you do multiple contracts, it's so much better. Like like I should have done a multiple contract instead of just doing one contract. Just because like I didn't want to be too risky on it because of how high it's up. But that's where you want the double contract, right? Because then you could have taken that 60% if you wanted to, or even that 40%, and you have the next one like right around 20%, and you can kind of let it just ride out a little bit longer. Um, but as of right now, none of the candles on this pull up has closed prior below the previous candles, right? So I can look to get back into a call here. I'm just want a better pullback, or I could look for a put position here, um, risking the high of the days so far, right? So two ways I can kind of play it, but I really don't want to do either or, right? I'm just going to chill. If I like a pullback where it gets me, I'll grab another call position, right? So what I like to do is look at the fib extensions on this, the fib levels, and from the high to the low, and I want to see about I would be more reluctant to get back into a call if it comes back and tests either my 0.61 or my 50% fib level. That's basically what I would like to see if we get a nice little pullback. But this looks like it's a continuation. We're making higher highs, and as of right now, we're making higher highs and higher lows, right? So understanding that um, it sucks. Like I didn't get to, yeah.
I mean, it's interesting to watch because Nvidia and AMD normally move pretty close together, which is why AMD was higher today on the
Hmm.
back of Nvidia's earnings, but AMD is actually weaker today. Like it can't hold its gains as well as Nvidia keeps going up. AMD is struggling.
Right.
So I wouldn't if if I was somebody who just had to play contrary to the trend, like you don't want to buy Nvidia calls on the dip, for some reason you're just in the back of your head bearish.
Hmm.
The safer trade would be to get AMD puts for further out,
Yeah.
because otherwise you're fighting Nvidia's trend, which is up today.
Yeah.
And it's getting more positive news. I think I just read something about the street or target is somewhere around 350 or something like that. So retail for sure is buying,
Ah,
but at the same time, Nvidia is struggling. I mean, AMD is struggling, not
AMD
Nvidia.
struggling. Yeah.
Yeah, compared to Nvidia.
By the way, we just had a complete breakdown on Amazon, and the puts are break even. Hey,
Sweet.
Um,
Tesla is really weak today
yeah,
too.
it looks a lot weak. Uh, Now we're going to see right here. SPY is going to be very interesting at this level. You missed the NVIDIA call out. Damn.
Sorry.
Sucks.
NVIDIA, okay, so one of the telltale signs, at least the way I trade, is that one, the IV was going to be high no matter what. So
Yeah,
if you wanted to trade NVIDIA earnings, it would have been better to trade today, not yesterday, because
exactly.
IV is going to be jacked. Now
Exactly.
you have to decide, well, is the trend going up or is it going down? And NVIDIA was pretty strong, so that meant you on the dips you get it.
Yep.
If it was being if it was trending sort of weak, like it couldn't hold any of its highs, then you could say, okay, on the next spike I buy puts. Um, but it had a really strong trend, right? You have to really be like a super bear to go against like
Yeah.
that particular trend.
You
And
want to
don't
know
get me
what's
wrong.
funny though?
What's that?
I had as a lotto play at Nvidia $300 calls for March 17th for $16, and I
That's
just
it.
sold it for $67.
Oh, sweet. That
Yeah,
was pretty sweet. Did
yeah,
you buy them yesterday?
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot of play. It's like $16. Not bad.
$16 is really like less than 20 for a lotto.
Yeah.
Not
And
bad.
it was like it's for March 17th. I got time.
You
Let
got
it do its
time.
thing today. But when I saw like 60 something bucks, I was like, yeah, I gotta take that profit. That's $50 profit. That's on a small account. Um, just getting people know that the Amazon puts are up 10%, 15%. So I could change my stop loss to a little bit over break even, which is probably what I'm going to do now. Cancel, replace, put it at 42. Stop.
Apple rejected 150.
Oh my bad. 45. Cancel, replace,
Let's
45.
see if we have any more data today.
All right. So at least on my Amazon puts, I was able to recover. Now we're up 20% on those Amazon puts. Nice. Those spy puts for the 395 are up 5%, 6%. Um, I got stopped out on my 404 calls for break even. And the spy puts are up 10%, and Amazon is up a little bit. But if we look at where Amazon kind of went to, it's that 30-minute orb close
Mm,
that we've been trading in, you know, for a while from yesterday's 30-minute orb close, right? And that's just basically where we've been trying to break out of, right? So once we broke out of that 5-minute orb and the 15-minute orb low, you guys see how it kind of just dropped out. Now it's looking to kind of make its way back up. And like I said, like I'm going to probably get stopped out of my puts with a little bit of profit, not too much profits, um, if this comes back even up even more. Now, if it doesn't, it's the same concept that we did with NVIDIA. We'll be doing that on Amazon, right? So moving it up every 10, 20% to secure profits by giving yourself that additional time. All right,
yeah,
that's it
give
from
yourself time.
me because we have been on here longer than we were supposed to.
A little bit.
Yeah. But I'm going to be transferring over to Discord on our premium channel, and I'll be finishing off my live stream over there.
I think you should start off by talking about small accounts.
Yes. Why right now?
No, on Discord, just because
Okay.
like I think people struggle with how to trade. You know, if I'm a risky person, but I only want to trade with like $150 or something like that,
Mhm.
that lotto play. I think that was actually a pretty good trade.
Yeah,
Even if it wouldn't have worked out, like $16 out of 150.
yeah,
That's not bad.
yeah.
So,
Well, I
and
mean, even today's plays, we got to think about this, right? All the plays that I gave out were under $90. Every
yeah.
single one. Most
And
plays were about 60, 50. We did not go crazy in the money or, spend a lot of money and made good profits, right? Like think about
yeah,
Nvidia play,
yeah,
right? Nvidia was like 60
that's what
bucks
I'm saying.
and it went
So, like,
to 110.
people ask all the time, and it's like you actually can do it if you're patient enough to wait for the right trade.
Yeah,
Like it's c- you can have a small account that you grow safely and slowly. That works. Get your couple like 1%, 2%, 3%, 5 every day, you're golden. You can also have small accounts that you trade a little bit more risky on, and
hmm,
that's fine. You can make up your own rules. I think that people make it seem as though it's harder than it actually is. If there was some sort of secret sauce, if you're trading options, you always have to look for
there's no secret
volume.
sauce.
Like if it's a like if it's got a significant enough volume, you're not gonna get stuck in it and you can get in and out. But
Yeah,
you definitely don't wanna get out of the money, even if it's far out. If nobody's buying it, no one's
right.
trading it, you'll get stuck. But hey, if you find some with um, high volume, you can that that would be my secret to it.
Yeah,
Find one that people are actually trading and get in. Don't
yep.
risk too much.
But yeah, that's it from us heading over to the other side and just look at where we just tapped on Amazon was exactly at that 30-minute or close from yesterday. Thank you for joining.
No problem. Bye, guys.